Hey Chem Convention, this is part 2 about the cycle of achievement in our leadership series on revolutionizing yourself as a leader. If you haven't watched part 1 yet, I really encourage you to watch it, as this is going to build on it, and we're going to finish the cycle today with working and implementing that vision and all of these goals and all of these things that we have been talking about. So without further ado, here is part 2, the cycle of achievement. So I'm going to move myself down a little bit so I can see everybody. And we've talked a lot about vision, goal setting, and game planning. And like I said, if you have not watched those, I highly recommend you watch those, because a lot of times we as leaders don't help our teams set effective goals or know how to really plan with them. And so that's what this cycle is about. And again, I love this quote. I know I read this last time, but it is just so awesome. Leaders do the right things for the right reasons at the right time. So many times we as leaders have great intentions, but we don't act upon them. Or we don't have such good intentions and we have the right timing, but things don't turn out very well either. So we're going to be changing our leadership style and discussing this cycle of leadership. So as we talked about last week, coming up with a vision and goal setting and game planning, and all of this is great. This kind of leads up to the action step of working or implementing our game plan. I challenged you all last week to take your vision, have a goal, and to really write out those details. What does that game plan look like? And a lot of leaders and people on our team do those first 3 steps great. It's the execution, or that getting it done, the working part, that we struggle with. So this is where it's very vital and key for us as leaders to help our teams work through this. So the very first thing is that with our goals set, game plans made, we as leaders must exert as much influence as possible towards this achievement. Goals are great on paper, a game plan is great on paper, but if you don't work towards it, it's going to die, and we don't want that. Other people, though, are involved in this process. It's not you. Remember, we talked about you can't get to Emerald by yourself. You really can't. This is about our teams. I love that I am going to be Sapphire soon and Diamond. I know that that's going to happen, but what matters more for me, other than my own rank, is helping my team. I have so many team members that are on the verge of gold, senior gold. They want to get where I'm at. That is what it is all about, is helping those people get to their goals. So other people are involved in this, and it encompasses your big picture. Part of this is recasting your vision. We talked about vision last week, but a lot of times if you just say it once and then leave it there, the other team members, they don't have your vision quite as much. I hear all the time, and I used to struggle with this too. I see the vision. Why is my team not seeing what I see? And it's because we need to recast this vision. Tell them again how Plexus has paid for your electric bill, your date night, your groceries. Little things like that make a difference. You don't get to where Kim and I are overnight. We have to continually recast the vision. We have to make sure that everybody is on the same page, because a lot of times you can see the same thing and go a different direction. So communication is vital in this stage. We need to communicate with our team and how each person fits together, because we all have different strengths. And that was something that we learned about in Jules training, is we need to stop focusing on our weaknesses. What are we doing that is great? If you have somebody on your team that is awesome at making graphics, help them fit into your picture. If you have somebody that is great at hosting opportunity meetings or a great speaker, plug them in. If you are somebody that is absolutely mortified at speaking in front of people, it's okay. Focus on what you are good at. A leader is the amplifier and the consistent reminder of the vision. So you as a leader, even if you have one person on your team, are the person that's going to have to be your team's biggest cheerleader for this. And of course, huge, lead by example. Example isn't the main thing in influencing people. It's the only thing. If you are telling your team, I want you to have 1,000 PV or 500 PV, and you're not going out helping your own customers, if you're telling your team, follow up Friday, and you're not following up with anybody, then you're being a hypocrite and your team's not going to grow because you're not in the trenches with them. When I challenge my team to go silver, like I challenged all of you guys to sign 3 people each month, I am working on that challenge too. I am working on finding my next 3 people every month to join my team. I'm not going to stop growing ever. What we do speaks so loudly. Let me reread that. What you do speaks so loudly that what you say I cannot hear. What that means is actions are louder than words. You can say and be your team's biggest cheerleader, but if your actions are showing something different, your team's not going to grow. Your team is going to do 50% of what you're doing right and 100% of what you're doing wrong. Think about that. That's so true outside of Plexus, just in life, especially if you have kids. I've noticed that with my own children. The minute I mess up, they are watching and they will point it out to you. So you have to really be on guard with your team. If you're having them sign up people and you're just like, I just don't want to sign anybody up, don't have that as a goal for your team, because you yourself is not willing to do that. So there are a lot of key points in this working section of the book, which is why I made this a part 2. Because this is really where the rubber meets the road. You can have a great vision. You can have amazing goal setting skills. You can have a fabulous, flawless game plan. But unless you carry it out, that means nothing for you and your team and your dreams. So these points are about really tying it all together and learning how to put all of this stuff we just talked about to practice. So the first and most important thing is demonstrating a strong work ethic. There's no shortcuts to success. I know some people are like, well, you joined at the right time. No, I didn't. I had a vision and laser focused, and I did what I had to do to get there. There's no shortcut. I wish that there was, but there's not. Leaders who search for a shortcut get cut short, and that is so true. Every person I have seen that tries or thinks that they find a shortcut, in the end, they have found nothing, and they do get cut terribly short. True leadership is when you are down in the trenches with your team, doing the work with them, and doing whatever necessary to help them succeed. Being a leader is not about you. Your focus has got to be on your team, helping your people go silver, helping them find their first customer, make their first post, find their first ambassador, helping them. There's no job below the leader. I love this post that I saw around Facebook about my parents taught me to treat the janitor the same as the CEO. And that is so true. Yes, you are the CEO of your business, but your team is not below you. Your team has got you to where you are. So you have to be their biggest cheerleader and be down in there with them. Nothing works by itself. You have to make it work. I know a lot of people think, well, I've set up all these Facebook posts, but my team isn't working, and come to find out they're not following up with these people. You have to put the work in. You need to energize and propel your team forward. Nobody wants to follow a leader that's kind of like, oh, yay, let's go post on Facebook. Let's do an opportunity meeting. I'm so excited. Nobody wants to follow a leader that's kind of sad and grumpy. You need to be upbeat. Pray about that. If your personality is not that way, pray to help God help you see something that you could be excited about. You need to take responsibility. This is huge. We can have a million excuses. My team's not working hard. My strongest leg isn't sponsoring anybody. Well, this person dropped off the face of the earth. Well, my customers all went inactive, and that's, that sucks. And it's happened to me. But you know what? It doesn't make my job any easier. It doesn't make it an excuse for people to feel sorry for me. It's too bad. Get over it. Take responsibility. Why are people falling off? Why are customers not continually doing it? You have to take responsibility for your actions and your decisions. You're not going to always be right. Some of you are like me and are like, I hate to be wrong. When I make a decision, I want to make sure I'm making the right decision. And sometimes the way I see a decision is not the best decision. And so you have to understand sometimes you're not going to make the right one, but you have to make the decision you made right in the end. Okay, that's a huge thing. Let that sink in. So I want you to look at this. Are you blaming your circumstances, or are you taking responsibility for your actions and decisions? A huge thing that I was guilty of too is the back office. Truth be told, Kim and I should have hit Sapphire in October, and yes, the back office played a little bit into that, but can we stay here and keep blaming the back office? No. Yes, the back office had some hiccups, and yes, they are fixing it. Yes, it's going to be great, and I stand behind our company. Yes, it put my business behind a little bit, but you know what? I can't blame it forever. It's not paying my bills. It's not going to help me promote. I have to just say, okay, what can I do different? I have to rework my methods. I have to look at how I'm doing things and take action. I have to become responsible for these things, even though they're out of my control. It's very important that you continue to move forward. Another one is orchestrating and aligning your resources. So a leader has to assume responsibility for orchestrating and aligning your resources. That means you need to equip others. If you have been trained, you need to train your team. It is not on your upline's list of tasks to train your downline. Once you sign your first ambassador, you become a leader. And yes, I know that's scary for some of you. Yes, your upline is there to help support you, but your person wants to hear from you. You need to help your teammates, help find these resources, and you need to have a strong vision, because your vision can die without taking advantage of the resources you have to help it grow. I've seen many ambassadors' visions, amazing visions, just die because they did not want to take advantage of resources that I had given them. So you as a leader need to help your team get those resources. That puts the ball in their court. You are giving them opportunity to grow, but sometimes you can lead a horse to water, you can't make them drink, but you need to do your part. Solving problems and removing obstacles. I used to think that once I became an ambassador, I guess because I grew so fast through the ranks, that life was great. I really didn't have any problems or any obstacles, and I used to think this was not true, that the people that have obstacles and problems weren't very good leaders. But I've come to find out that everybody is going to have problems. You may not have them now, you may not have them in 6 months, but eventually you will. Just like you are eventually going to get mad at your children or your boss or your best friend. Things are going to happen, but how you handle it is what makes all the difference. There are negative people out there, and they are going to join your team whether you want them to or not. You're going to have somebody that is extremely negative. So what you have to do is learn to not chop down the tree, when you need to just prune a few branches, meaning with that negative person, talk to them about their negativity. Sometimes they don't know that they're being negative. Ask them why they're negative. Sometimes, I'd say 90% of the time, it is something not related to you, not related to the business, but some other outside circumstance is going on. So don't cut them out, don't throw them out, don't build the wall and just kind of, I don't want to talk to them, because a lot of times there's just something else going on. And so once we talk to them, prune those branches, once you prune something, it blossoms and it grows so beautifully. So have a plan, practice, maybe have your spouse, your best friend, somebody pretend to be some negative Nelly about something, and practice how your tone and how your words are. Outside problems are going to affect your business. As a leader, you have the responsibility to not affect your leadership. Like we talked about with the back office, this is huge in here. The back office is something that Plexus, our amazing leaders, Alec and Tarl, did not see coming. I promise you, I've learned so much at Jules training that they had envisioned something amazing for us, and unfortunately, the company did not deliver according to their promises. And so we can have that attitude of, oh, this sucks, and I'm just, oh, so mad. And you can be mad and you can vent to your power partner or to your upline, but you never let it affect your leadership. You never let it infiltrate down into your team, because that is poison to you and your business, and you're going to have to start over if you've done that. You need to also, as a leader, search for opportunities. There are so many opportunities around us that sometimes we miss them. A leader, it has watchful eyes, and you're kind of scanning opportunity meetings that are coming up. Leadership opportunities. There's one in Southern California that I posted about with, it's free. And Les Brown is going to be there. That is an amazing opportunity for you. And for you to take your team. You need to be watchful for these things. This includes opportunity events, trainings, whether they're online or in person, speakers, motivational speakers like Les Brown. It does not have to be tied into Plexus. Convention, all of you should have registered for convention. You need to also encourage your team to go to convention. As you're growing your team, they need to be at convention. These all align with your vision. Don't go to an event that is not going to inspire you, whether it be in your faith or your business or whatever. If you're going to an event and it's totally lame, then don't share it with your team, okay? And then you need to take advantages of these opportunities that are going to stretch your team. Take advantage of these goal-setting times to really grow you as a leader and your team. Huge thing, be consistent. Consistency and temperature are important. If you're being very cold, non-consistent, guess what? Your team's not going to grow. Your team is going to emulate the behavior of you as their leader. And then you need to maintain your focus. Like I said, I was laser focused when I started. You must be like a magnifying glass, concentrating all of your efforts on the main priorities. Make your daily list of what you're going to do. Where do you want to be in a month, in 6 months, in a year? Be that magnifying glass. Don't be a flashlight, which, yes, it shows light, but it disperses light everywhere. The whole room can be lit up, and it doesn't really have a true focus, okay? Now, I'm talking a regular flashlight, not like those high-tech, like, laser beam kind of flashlights. Just a, $5 Walmart flashlight, okay? I want you to take a look at your business right now. Take a look after this video. Hard look. Get some truth. It might be a come to Jesus time for you. It might be a, wow, like I feel relieved. I'm doing the right thing. I'm sowing into my team. The harvest is coming. But I want you to take a look at your business, where it's at right now. How can you adjust your focus and increase that magnifying glass to really stretch and grow it? Along with consistency comes persistence. You need to stay persistent. Success lies on the other side of inconvenience and struggle. Success often means hanging around until everyone else has fallen off. I've had many people that have quit because they have not gone gold in 2 months. Or they had a goal to be Emerald by July and they didn't make it. Guess what? I did not make that goal. My first year as an ambassador, I had the goal of Emerald by July in 2014 and I didn't make it. I had the choice to quit and say, this is lame, I didn't make it, or I had the choice to stay persistent. And you know, and I'm so glad I did, because yes, it was not my timing, but I kept going. I adjusted my focus, re-looked at my business, and I was persistent. And guess what? I got there a few months later. So this quote by Samuel Johnson is awesome. Great works are performed not by strength, but by perseverance. There is no secret in this business other than be consistent and persevere. Most of the time, your success is right around the corner, and it often comes after a hard struggle. Are you striving to be ahead of the group? Leaders must lead. They must be out in front. This is why we promote going to convention, Super Saturday, things like this, because you set the tone for your group. If you're never going to an opportunity event, how do you expect your team to go? I am at every single opportunity event I am able to make. I can quote to you the opportunity slides with my eyes closed. That doesn't matter. I am there for my team. I am there to support the people doing the opportunity event, and I will be at every one I am able to make because of that, because I believe in my team that is doing that. So I want you to think about this. Pull your team, don't push them. If you're pushing people, a lot of times I think about pushing them out of the way. It's one thing to challenge a team, but you want to pull them up to where you are, not push them out of the way. Give praise and recognition. I really try to strive hard in saying things on our team page like top 10 PV, sponsoring a new customer, sponsoring a new ambassador. These things are huge. And then you need to provide guidance and course correction. Not everybody is going to stay on the straight and narrow, but you are their coach and you are their leader. One of the new things I've started is a coaching group with some of my runners. I am talking to them every week just for accountability and to be there for them. I want them to be courageous, and I'm going to speak the truth in love. Ask for permission. This is something I learned. Instead of training your team, somebody's not growing, let's say, and you tell them what they're doing wrong, ask them, if I knew something that was holding you back, would you want to know? Then, if they say yes, you've been invited in, speak the truth in love. I noticed you're posting on Facebook, and that's great, but maybe we should try posting it like this, because what you're posting is not working. The last part, and really the big tie-in to all of this, is seeking counsel. Trial and error are time-consuming and frustrating. This business is not about trying and seeing what works. This is why we enforce duplication, and this is why seeking counsel is vital to your business and success. If you don't have a mentor, you need to find someone to help you grow, speak truth, and pull you to the top. Often, this is your power partner. For me, it's Kim. I know that I can go to Kim and I can talk to her about anything. She can speak the truth to me, like, that idea is kind of lame. She won't say it like that. She speaks it in love all the time. But she challenges me. She pulls me to further myself and my business. This may or may not be somebody in your upline. I'm fortunate Kim is my direct sponsor, but I also have mentors that are sideline. I love working alongside Melanie Allen. We click. We are not on the same team. It's fun to work with her. Leaders seek counsel to learn, to grow as a leader and grow their team. That's why it's important. Mentors rise above friendship. This is about growing your success. This is about business, not just friendship. Friends, they're there for you, but your mentor is going to care so much about you. They're willing to speak the truth to you in love. Leaders seek counsel and gain perspective and make mid-course corrections if needed, meaning, hey, this is not going so well. Have you tried looking at this? And leaders seek counsel to be held accountable. If I have set a goal for my team, Kim knows I'm going to strive for that goal, like signing 3 ambassadors or having 1,000 PV. Kim checks in on me with that. How's it going? How's this person? And you need to seek counsel to grow personally and earn respect. So, we talked a lot about this life cycle. We're going to wrap it up with this. It's ongoing. Just because you've sought counsel and you have a mentor does not mean it stops. Your vision is going to change as you grow. This, though, is the roadmap to success, and if we continue to implement it, we're going to not only improve our performance, we're going to find that as our leadership improves, we advance, bettering ourselves, which of course helps our teams. So ask yourself, as we wrap up here, which part of this cycle are you naturally best at? Are you a dreamer and that vision comes really easy for you? Are you a planner? You know exactly how to execute it? Are you great at being a mentor or seeking a mentor? What is your strength? Which part needs more work? Maybe you're afraid to dream big. God wants you to dream big. Which step is holding you back? And I want you to be honest with yourself about that. Leaders become great, not because of their power, but because of their ability to empower others. Like I said, this is not about you anymore. This is about your team. And so as a leader, you need to empower your team. So I hope you guys have really enjoyed this 2-part series on the cycle of achievement. I know that it has helped me so much to really put into practice what I'm doing as a leader and how I am empowering my team. So you guys are amazing. We're so thankful for all of you on our team, and I cannot wait to see how our teams are going to grow in the next few months.